Hi there. So, as you guys know, I have a software development agency, an MVP agency. So, basically, I offer MVPs for a fixed price in a month, right? So, if you are on Twitter, on the Twitter scene of the agencies of indie hacking, everything, you might have seen that it's getting pretty crowded now. Everybody's offering MVPs. Every time the prices are lower, so it's getting very competitive. And I thought, as Albert Einstein said, wow. As Albert Einstein said, insanity is expecting the different results doing the same every single time, right? So I was, okay, let's try something new. And in my case, I had more than 10 clients in the past year and a half. So more or less, I can see a pattern between them because I have their profiles on social media, I have their emails, I have more or less their story from where they come from. But still, if I go, for example, on Apollo, Zoom Info, all these services that they offer you leads, it's too generic, right? I cannot define this pattern and see and find people like them to be able to reach out to them or just follow them or just connect with them. So I thought that maybe there has to be some other technique, right? So since in my case I love seeing the others experimenting, the journey before something works, I thought I would record this pretty much no cuts, raw, as a tutorial or as explaining my experimentation and seeing how it can work, right? So let's jump into the script. Okay, so what's this differentiator? What I'm going to do differently? You may ask, right? So okay, we usually, as I said, we usually go for databases already made of leads, but we sleep on something that is very important and something that is thought very carefully for us to spend more time in those platforms, right? Which is social media. Social media, what they do is that they try to make you stay as much as possible inside of their platform, and the way that they do it is giving you content that you're interested in and also people that you're interested in. So the recommendation engines, they're one of the best, and that works also on our advantage, right? Because if we find an account that we like, in this case Jaume Roche is my friend, not one of my clients, but imagine he was my client, or on LinkedIn as well, for example, Juan, also a friend of mine, not my client, but it could be my client, right? They're gonna try to suggest me accounts similar to the one of Jaume, for example, so that I stay more into the platform because they're related. And if I'm interested in the profile of Jaume, probably I'm interested in the profile of these new people. So we can take advantage of that, and that's what I'm using to find leads, right? What I noticed is that, for example, I noticed both on LinkedIn and Twitter that the recommendation is really, really good. For example, software engineer, right? I'm getting other software engineer, but also getting founders because one is a founder as well. I'm getting people in their network. So this is gold, right? And on Twitter as well, I'm getting similar people. Jaume is a YouTuber, but also has a SaaS. I think this person has a blog newsletter. Also, talks about programming, but also likes to create content. So you could do this manually, but later on, obviously, I didn't script as a good indie hacker, as a good software developer. I didn't script to automate that. But what you can do, for example, Harrison, right? He has the profile. We know the name. We know what he talks about. We have the description. We know where he's from, and most importantly, we have links, right? So if I go, for example, on this link, and I go on about, for example, I'm gonna find the email of this person, right? So that's like a lead because it's someone similar to my client, recommended by Twitter. So it means that they have a lot of people in common. They have common interests. They have common trajectories. So probably it's someone that might be interested in my services as well. And I can find the email thanks to their description and thanks to the links that they share. So if I automate this, like I did, for example here, I will be able to automatically find similar, because it's going to go here, for example, it's going to try to scrape this person, then it's going to go to the similar accounts, put them inside of a queue, and keep doing this until eternity, right? As you see, I do it 2x2 where I could do it like 4x4, but I have to stay low key, I have to stay under the radar of Twitter. But what happens with that is that I get the emails, but then are those emails good? Because it could be that that, for example, example at gmail.com, that's not a good email, right? So I need to verify those emails as well. And the way that I do it is that several other tools, they have like an email verifier, right? So I pretty much emulate what they do. If, for example, I put example at email.com, not a good email. Let me see, because I think they gave me an example. Yep. It's gonna tell me, yeah, for example, Francois. Okay, so they tell us that it's valid, right? And what do? They verify the format, if it has the correct format, right? Kind of username at domain, for example. If it's not a temporary email address, something that could happen like the 1 minute emails, etc. Then if the server exists and we can ping them and we can see that we can reach this server, and then if the email address exists and can receive email. So this can be emulated as well using JavaScript, using Python, which is something that I did. And that's why whenever I find a profile on Twitter, I script their information, the name, the username, the description, how many followers, and then through the links, if I find an email, I will verify. And if it's valid, using all these criteria, I will save it and I'll have a new lead. That's what I'm going to do. That's the experiment that I'm doing. Then I'm going to use it to reach out to them, see if they're in need of an MVP or any kind of software project. And yeah, I'll keep you updated. I hope you guys liked it. It's pretty raw, as I said, but I wanted to share that. So